This is not the fun time of coming. Yes, yes, for me. So let's go. Yes, third time. Your third time. Yes. Third time. And the good time. That is third time. Yes.
Wednesday, that date earlier fixed for this program couldn't take place. This was some weeks ago. It was due to some logistics issues at our end. And I must appreciate you, sir, for the warm reception you have accorded us ever since we came in yesterday from the airport. I also want to thank you that despite the fact that you had a meeting in Lagos with the PDP governors yesterday in Enugu, you still found time to, first of all, send the SSG to represent you at today's event, and we are very grateful for this, and also for receiving us today. We are in River State, sir, on the second in the series of our zonal engagements in respect of the proposed amendment to the Electoral Act of 2022. There is no doubt in the fact that in this country, we have never had an electoral act that's as good as the 2022. But the truth, Your Excellency, is that as soon as we had 2023 elections, we realized that there are still a lot of flaws that need to be addressed. Hence, our decision to go around the state, and I must say, sir, without being immodest, that this is the first time this is happening in the history of the National Assembly. Because we felt that for us, or for our people to have confidence in the electoral process, they should be involved in the lawmaking process. And we have decided to go around, about 2 months ago, we were in Ibadan to talk to the youth and the traditional institutions. Today, we came in here and we continue tomorrow to talk about the issue of legislation, the women, and elections in difficult terrains. We put this because, one, apart from the issue of women and the youth, the South-South, because of the topographic nature of the place, is one of the most difficult terrains where we are having elections in Nigeria. And we need to let people here tell us how the challenges that they are facing during elections could be ameliorated in the lawmaking process. Hence, are coming here. Part of the yearnings of our people that we are talking about in the election process is talking about technology. We know as a fact that in the last election, Beavers was the game changer. We have never had it like that before, unlike during the card reader system. And the issue of snatching of ballot boxes and the brigandage has been reduced, if not totally eradicated. We are also talking about the issue of continuous voters registration, the schedule of elections. There are some people that are yearning for having elections concluded, primaries concluded before we have elections, and also disputes following elections are concluded before we have the inauguration or swearing in of elected office holders. We decided, and I must tell you, sir, that we were enriched today by the women of the South-South. We had people from about 3-4 states who came in with presentations, NGOs, and we're happy. And I must thank the SSG. You told us that the state chairman of the National Council of States will come. Not long after you left, she came along with her people. So I thank you very much for this. And they have also promised that they'll be coming tomorrow. We will also require Your Excellency's support during the public hearing by the Constitutional Amendment Committee. Because the truth is, some of the amendments that we're going to propose will also affect the Constitution. And very many of us are also members of the Constitutional Amendment Committee. But we have a specific purpose, which is about strengthening our democratic institutions. Hence, I visit to you, sir. Thank you very much.
I'm happy that you're here to see for yourself that River State It's peaceful, accommodating, and very friendly, more especially to visitors. So I welcome you. We are in a very trying time in our country. Trying time because I believe if we make any mistake at this point, all the good works that we have done before will be forgotten. And it will be like we're starting afresh. This is because the political awareness and involvement today is not like what we used to see 10 years, 20 years ago. Everybody now understands that political involvement is the key to a better and developed state. Everybody wants to be part of the system, from the local government to the state and then to the federal. So I'm happy that we're doing this at this time. And not just doing this, but taking the most critical aspect of the election, women. If we're talking about election, it is women. It is not the men. The true votes that are counted in elections are women and youth. So taking up this very delicate and sensitive subject to work on at this time, I think the National Assembly is starting to understand and to feel the pulse of our people. And adding election matters in difficult terrain, which happen to be associated with the rivers, Bayelsa, Delta, Ondo, all those areas where for you to navigate to those locations or different locations, it takes you 2 days. You can't drive down there. You have to pass through water. You have to consider the issue of if I will be kidnapped or not. You have to consider the issues of both mishap. I think it's a very sensitive thing and you're doing it. I want to commend you. I believe that after this is going to help us have a framework that will help develop the Constitution. In fact, give a major aspect of for us to get something, get an aspect or an amendment that would protect the interests of the women, protect, or would I say, protect elections in difficult terrains. But considering this now, I believe that you'll come out, work out something that will help us solve this difficult problem. But most importantly, to encourage women, give them opportunity, more than the 35% affirmation, women affirmation, but something that will give them assurance that they should be part of this process. Let me assure you that we are a government that understands the importance of opportunities when given. And we also know what it means to give people opportunities too. So I want to assure you that whatever recommendation that will come after your program, Rivers State will be one of the states that will implement it first. If there is anything you need us to also help you do while you're here, carrying out your legislative duties, feel very free to let us know. We'll also support you. But most importantly, we want you to be our ambassadors. You're a visitor to River State today. You have seen us. When you go back, you also tell them it is not really those things you are hearing. River State is organized, River State is focused, and the leadership is purposeful leadership for the people. You're still working on your electoral amendment. I wouldn't say much on that until when we see your proposal and public hearing where we'll make our input. But legislate in such a way, a manner, knowing fully well that tomorrow you will also sit here. So you're not doing it because you're on the other side. So you're doing it, maybe, let it be at the disadvantage of the people sitting here. Do your legislation in such a way, a manner that when you sit here, those laws that are done can also apply to you, and you sit and say, yes, I did the right thing.